Good morning and welcome to An Outside View. I'm your host, Dick Zaccaro, and joining me today is Cheryl Cavanaugh, who is the Town of Walpole Swim Director for the Recreation Department, and also Town of Walpole High School Swim Coach. Cheryl, welcome back. We had you back in the fall.
Yeah, you did.
So today, folks, we're doing a remote shoot, and Pete was kind enough to come down with his cameras and equipment to cover it. And we are practicing safe measures here with social distancing and our masks. I'm not here to rob anyone, and I make sure I don't walk into a bank like this, especially with sunglasses on. I don't want to get shot. But Cheryl, why don't we start off? Last time I had you on, we discussed some of the programs, but this year was a new year, and it affected everybody negatively, unfortunately, with COVID-19, with all the regulations. So why don't you start off by telling the viewers how it has affected the Town of Walpole swim programs?
Well, it was a challenge. We did have Walpole swim team this summer. We practiced here at the pool from 7 to 10. The problem was we could only have 24 kids per hour, and so we had about 60 kids that joined. We usually have about 120. So we couldn't take any new kids or any children under the age of 7 or anyone that couldn't swim the whole length of the pool. So that was a real challenge because the meat of our program are the little guys coming up through the ranks. And, but we managed. It wasn't as exciting as, having swim meets. We didn't have swim meets. We just had practice. Everybody was socially distanced. There was 4 kids per lane. And then after swim team practices, then we have adult swim. And the adult swimmers come in. Everybody has to wear a mask when they come in. They're given a square around the pool. There are squares, and each square can have 4 people. And so what they do is they come in, they put their stuff down in their square, and then they can take their mask off. They can go in the pool, and then it's their responsibility to stay socially distant. We do go around and remind every once in a while, and you can have your mask off and you can go anywhere you want in the pool. And then when you come out, you have to go back to your square, get your towel, put your mask back on. They get an hour in the pool, and then we have 15 minutes in between the next lap swim program that we have, where we have to wash down all the handrails, the bathrooms. When they use the bathrooms, we wash the bathrooms after every single person that goes in there. Some of the bathroom stalls are closed, so we only keep one open, and we have to wash those down after every hour, and after everyone that comes in.
Wow.
The price has been, it varied. They changed it to $10 an hour.
Because previously you paid for a summer membership.
Right, you paid for a summer membership, or you could pay, just walk in and pay. You didn't have to make a reservation. So to lap swim and to adult swim, you have to call the senior center and sign up with them. And then if you wanted to come for public swim, you have to call the recreation department, or you go online and you reserve an hour.
Right.
And the reason we can't have anybody walk in is because you're only allotted so many people. And we've had to cut our staff down a lot because we haven't had the numbers that we were hoping that we would get. So
right.
It hasn't been profitable at all. We're not even going to break even. So, and the lifeguards, have been really good about, working here. They haven't got a lot of hours because of the clientele. We haven't been able to pull in the clientele.
Right.
But it's been fun. I mean, for those that have come, it's been uplifting because it's sort of normal, but it was something else to do, something different to do than just stay in your house, watch TV. This way they can get some fresh air. They can have, conversation with people that they haven't seen for a while. And it just brings a little bit of normalcy back. I mean, the masks aren't going to be normal. I mean, hopefully we can get rid of these by next summer and we're back to our old self.
Right.
So.
Now, was the season cut short? I mean, usually you open up when? Right after Memorial Day? Or?
No, we still opened up at the same time. We opened June 22nd, and we always close August 22nd or 23rd, because usually the college kids have gone back to college. Well, this year, a lot of them haven't gone back to college because it's remote, and some of them are doing it from home. Usually all the high school kids now have gone into preseason practice, and there is no preseason practice. There's no captain's practice. There's nothing. We can't do anything until we go back, or until I think it's the I think it's the 16th now.
Right, and,
So-
and the school system may have a hybrid program where you
Yes.
alternate days and actually being in the classroom with social distancing and masks, and then also some virtual classrooms as well,
Correct.
from what I'm hearing.
Correct.
Now, will that impact the swim team?
Well, as of right now, I guess our program is considered a moderate risk. So as of right now, we can practice, and we're going to be practicing at Westwood High School. We just haven't found out how many kids we can have in the water yet.
Okay.
And we usually have like 48 kids on our program. So if it's only 24,
Right.
then right now we have an hour and a half, and we're hoping to maybe get another extra half hour, so we would split the team in half. Probably virtual swim meets if we have any at all. I know there won't be any championships because the colleges are not going to be open.
Right.
Where we have our swim meets are usually at BU, MIT,
Right.
Harvard, and I know that they're not doing any of their programs until, I think it was January, the last I heard. But everything
Right.
changes from day to day. So, I mean,
Right.
our sport is one of the sports that, you know, is safer than a lot of them because we have the chlorine and the chlorine water, so you don't have to have your mask on.
Right.
But when the kids get out of the pool and when they come in, they have to have a mask on at all times. So,
Right, right. So what's going on right here behind us? This is...
so this is Adult Swim,
Right.
and these guys, they come rain or shine, and they're awesome. And they just swim around and float around and do some, usually we have some that stand along the side and do some exercises, and
Right.
they come every day, and it's great. And then after this, we started a new program, which is lap swim.
Right.
And we have 6 lane lines up, and then there are people that come in and they do lap swim every day.
Me being one of them.
Yes, you being one of them.
I'm here
Yeah.
almost every day
Yeah.
as well. And you have to call the, I believe, Council of Aging to book that in advance,
Yes.
2 weeks in advance.
Yes.
So you're guaranteed a slot.
Yes.
So it's run very efficiently.
Well, it's the first time that we've done the lap swim,
Right.
and it's become a really big thing this year. We had offered it before, but only 1 lane, and it was
Right.
during the time when the adults were here that were just like swimming around and doing some exercises on their own, or they can't swim laps. But now it's become a big thing, and so we're going to have to incorporate it into our program next year,
Right.
and find some times for lap swim.
And swimming is a fabulous exercise, and
It
I can
is.
attest to that. It really is low impact, so no stress, little stress on the joints.
We have some people that are 88 years old here that are
Great,
swimming.
great.
Yeah.
Now,
so
I
it's
talked
great.
to a lot of the seniors, and by the way, it's free for them too,
It
right?
is, yes.
So that's another great service that the town provides through
Right.
the Council of Aging. But a lot of the seniors were hoping that you'd stay out a little longer, stay open rather, and but they understand. But they're talking about alternatives once you close down. It's very convenient. Most of them live right around this area.
Correct.
But there are some options. You mentioned Westwood
Westwood
High
High,
School,
yeah.
where the swim team is out of.
Right.
So I think they have a program to go over there and swim.
They
for
do.
a
They have an
minor
adult
cost.
program for lap swim.
And then some of the private clubs, like I'm a member of the LA Fitness Center right in
Right.
the Walpole Mall, but the pool is not open yet. It's
Right.
just the machinery.
And then there's the Y.
There's the Y in
Expensive.
Foxborough and Norfolk, and
Right.
also Lifetime is a very expensive club, but they have 2 pools over there.
Right.
So you mentioned the team swims out of, that's your home?
That's our home pool,
Westwood.
Westwood High, yeah.
So while we're on that subject, I mean, I'm a RTM as well in Walpole, and I sat through the ball fields project,
Yep.
which was a $10 million project, and it was
Correct.
very controversial. They were asking how many people in the town would actually use it. It was a large expense. It was 10% of the entire town budget. The budget's about 95 million, and it may be over 10 million. So if they can spend $10 million for a ball field, I would hope to think they could spend, I don't know, the cost of maybe winterizing this pool. This is a beautiful pool, by the way, and is it about 100 years old?
It's 97 years old this year.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
people do a heck of a job maintaining. So,
That's the DPW. You have
so
to
the
thank
cost of a bubble, I mean, I don't know how expensive it is to maintain with the heat, whatnot, but the facility is here. It'd be a tremendous asset for the swim team to have a home pool. I mean, I can relate to that because I played baseball at Suffolk University. We didn't have a home field. We had to practice on a public field in Brighton, and then we were always on the road. And, you know, sometimes through the support of the local people, your performance is a little better at home.
Right.
In sports.
Right.
Most of the time. But it'd be a great thing, and I think perhaps you could open it up to the public in the winter. I know a lot of these seniors right here, myself, would utilize it, even if there was a charge associated with it.
Right.
So
And
maybe,
the thing is with swimming, it's
right.
all ages. It's infants to
Right.
100 years old.
Right.
And everybody can use it.
And swimming is really a life-saving technique that everyone
right.
should know. I mean, when I graduated from Brockton High, we had to swim before we graduated, unless you had a doctor's note excusing you. They have an in-ground pool indoors. By the way, you have my old high school colors on, black and red. So if we could do that, I mean, there's other ways we could even help support it financially. I was thinking maybe you could create a GoFundMe page across the country. All the big swimmers would probably contribute to it. Maybe you could do like a swim-a-thon with your swim team.
Right.
And sponsor them so much for a lap. I would participate in that myself. Right. A good friend of mine one time, he swam 24 hours straight for a fundraiser.
Right.
An indoor pool at the Sheraton. He just got out for a break here and there. But there's a lot of things that we could help out, and I would like to try to get that done in town. I know I spoke with Selectman Salvatore, who you know, and he said maybe they could talk to maybe the Norfolk Y and work something out. But I mean, if we winterize this facility, it would be perfect.
You would have to put a whole new pool in.
Okay.
Yeah, you would. This has some major cracks and leaks in it that the DPW takes great care of. But for the winter, you would have to. So maybe, as opposed to that, maybe they could put an addition on the high school. Well,
like Brockton High has a separate building where the pool is. Have you been there?
I have been, yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pool.
It is a beautiful pool.
Right.
But even if they could get a building up at the ball field, I mean, it's still a sports complex. I know that they said before that you can't have any buildings on there.
Right.
But if a pool is considered a sports facility, a sports complex, then why couldn't you put a pool up there? Or we have the land right here, just redo this pool. Canton is doing their pool over.
You got plenty of parking out there.
Right.
You got a ball field right there. It's centrally located, convenient.
Right, and Canton is putting in a brand new pool. They started it over the winter and then COVID came and it got slowed down, but they're digging up their old pool that wasn't even a quarter of the age of this, of this pool, and they're putting a brand new facility in.
Now, isn't there a facility on Route 1 as well with the bubble? I think it's a private club. I know my granddaughter did gymnastics there, and next door.
Oh, Vanderbilt, the Vanderbilt Club.
Right.
Yeah, the Vanderbilt Club. That's small, though. It's a small pool.
Right, but it is a bubble there.
Yes. Yep.
Right. And I used to play tennis in the winter in a bubble. So it's doable.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would be nearly the cost of that ball field up there. Now let's talk about competitiveness with the Walpole High swim team. How do they do? Are you competitive? Is it Division I?
No, we're Division II, and it goes according to how many kids are in your school. So it doesn't have, like, Division I isn't better than Division II. It depends on the number of students in your school. And we're still Division II. And we race against all the big towns, Framingham, and they all have their own indoor pools, So Needham, Wellesley, Newton, and they all have pools.
Right.
And we're very competitive. We get like a 500 season. I have boys and girls on my team, and they do really good. They make it to states and sectionals. We had the state champ diver the past 2 years in a row, Amanda Mellish. So so we're doing really well.
Terrific. Now I'm assuming that a lot of your swim team members become lifeguards as well.
Yes. Yep.
So they have natural
I'd say
abilities.
like 95% of them are lifeguards or have gone through the Walpole Swim Team age group program.
Great.
Yeah, it's a good feeder program.
Great. What is the team's name? Do you
Walpole
have a
Walpole
name?
High School's team's name?
No, the swim team.
Oh, the swim team. We're Walpole swim team Barracudas.
Barracudas.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a lot of controversy with the school committee where they voted unanimously to change the name of the Walpole football team called the Rebels.
Correct.
They said it was kind of a racist name where I think it went back to the South during the Civil War. And a lot of people were killed, of all colors, by the way.
Right.
But they felt it was racist. They had a need to change the name. I don't know if they selected a new name yet, but there's a lot of people that were opposed to that as well. Do you have any opinion on that?
I think that they should just call us Walpole.
Walpole?
That's it.
Okay.
Walpole football team, Walpole swim team, Walpole soccer, Walpole field hockey, and that won't offend anybody.
Right, right. My opinion was the people that made that decision do not put a uniform on every day. I'm sure the kids selected that name themselves. They were comfortable with it. As a matter of fact, the girls' field hockey team are named Porkers. There's a sign, "Welcome to Porker Country," right in the high school. But no one takes offense to that. So I think it's a lot political. What I would like to see more effectively, rather than change the name, if you really want to do something, bring about more diversity in town government, city government, state, federal. But the Barracudas, I don't think are offensive to anyone.
No, we'll stay the Barracudas, but the Walpole High School team will, right now on our new uniforms, we'll just have Walpole put on it.
Walpole.
Yep.
Now, you swam yourself, obviously.
I did.
And you from Walpole originally?
I am a townie, yes. I grew up in Walpole. I started the high school team.
You did?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you started the team when you were a member of Walpole High School and you swam in the
I started, I didn't swim on it because we didn't have a team. So I've been the Barracuda age group coach for 47 years, and I've been the high school coach for 37.
Wow, terrific.
So, yeah.
And how long have you been running this program?
This program I've been running for about 35 years.
35 years?
Yeah, about 35 years.
Right. Now you mentioned diving. I know, where do you have the diving meet?
We dive over at we used to dive at Blue Hills Regional. We're at Westwood. They have 2 diving boards over there.
Okay,
And so we dive there.
High diving boards?
No, just 3 meter. We don't have the high board. They don't do the high boards till college.
And let's talk about the typical events. How many events do you have when you go to a swim meet?
We have 12 events.
And what are they?
And we start with a 200 medley relay, and then we have a 200 freestyle, 200 individual medley. We have a 50 free, a 500 free, 100 fly, 100 breast, 100 back, and a 400 free relay, and a 200 free relay, and diving.
Wow, very
Yeah.
impressive.
So it's a lot.
And how many kids are on a team? What is the team comprised of?
We have about, for the high school team, we range anywhere from 38 kids to 48 kids.
Are on the team?
Are on our high school team, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that. I thought there was like 11.
Yeah, no. We have boys and girls, more girls than boys.
Right.
The boys' season is really in the winter, but we don't have a facility that we could swim in the winter. So because of Title IX, some of the teams have their boys swim in the fall. Braintree's one of them, Weymouth, Walpole.
Okay. And on the relay team, how many kids do the relay?
4.
4.
4. Yep.
Would you say, what's the most grueling event?
The 500.
The 500?
The 500, yeah. It's 20 laps of the pool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
You
the
know,
500.
a lot of people are afraid of the water, so it's good to get the kids early into a program.
Right.
Take
And-
that fear away and teach them.
And that was so sad this year because we didn't have swimming lessons here.
Right.
And this is the first year ever that we haven't had swimming lessons.
Yeah.
And because of COVID, we weren't allowed to touch the kids,
Right.
and of course the little ones, you have to touch them and hold them.
Right.
And
I mean,
so-
personally, I didn't know how to swim until I was up into my teens, and now I swim an hour a mile every day.
It's such great exercise.
it's
It's
terrific.
therapeutic,
It's terrific.
and it's for everybody of all ages.
Yeah, I used to play a lot of tennis and baseball. I wore out all the cartilage on my hips. I had one hip replacement, my other one shot, but the pool makes 100% difference, as the seniors would tell you as well.
It does.
Right.
It's great for everybody. It's good for, you know, people that have injuries. They have to come back in the water. The doctors like them to work on, you know,
Sure.
stuff in the water before they start doing their outdoor activities on land. And
Therapeutics.
it's therapeutic.
And
It's great.
also we have a lot of aerobic in the water. Well, we're winding down here. We got about 8 minutes left. Can we get a couple of your lifeguards over here
Sure.
real quickly?
Danielle, want to grab Kevin? They're in the middle of cleaning their station in between our next hour.
They're doing their jobs.
You can do that in 2 seconds. Come here.
By the way, that noise in the background, folks, is someone's working on a property over there doing some window planing, I believe. We were discussing earlier, it reminds me back in the dentist chair with the drill, which wasn't good experiences.
No.
Okay, hello there.
Hi, how are you?
We have a couple of Cheryl's lifeguards. Could you tell the viewers your names real quickly?
My name's Kevin O'Leary.
My name's Danielle April.
Okay, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think of Cheryl as director of the swim program? And I'm assuming you were on the swim team as well. Was she a good coach? You're better, you're sitting close to the pool, and if you say the wrong answer, I think you're both going to go in.
I couldn't imagine anyone else like running the pool because I started when I was 2, so she's just always been here. But yeah, she's the best.
Yeah, she's awesome. I swam for her in the summers, not in high school, but she was a great coach. She was always here at practice every day, early in the morning.
Because he did football.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like your mask.
Right, yep. So, yeah, she was an awesome coach to have.
You want to comment? I asked Cheryl earlier, what do you think about the Rebel name being removed from the football team?
No comment. No comment on that.
You train them well, Cheryl. All right, let's ask you real quickly, both of you, what's your most rewarding aspect of being a lifeguard?
The most rewarding aspect, just being able, well, first of all, this is my 8th year of being a lifeguard, so I've been able to work with a lot of different people, and just everyone has the same mindset every day of coming in and knowing how serious of a job it is and working hard at that. So I would say just being able to work with different people and enjoying what you do.
I like your glasses too, very patriotic.
Thank you, thank you.
And teaching. We missed the teaching.
And could you tell us, Danielle, is it?
Yeah.
Could you tell us real quickly how often you have to get recertified? And does Cheryl do that?
Yeah, so I became a lifeguard 2 years ago, so I had to get recertified this year, and Cheryl recertified me just last week. So yeah, every 2 years.
And what do you think of the concept? Would you like your own home pool rather than
Pool?
traveling and using another community's pool?
Yes, definitely.
Well, we're going to see what we can do about that. I'm going to lobby for you guys.
Yes.
Awesome.
Please do it.
See if we can do a fundraiser or get the selectmen to take some action where they spend $10 million on an athletic field. Maybe they can build you a new pool.
Awesome.
I
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate your service to the town, and the seniors really appreciate you, and I do as well, because I swim myself here. I'll be in the pool in a half hour
Yeah.
for an hour,
Right.
and we thank you so much
Yeah.
for
Thanks.
coming on the show as well. And we wish you the best of luck in school, and we hope you continue as a lifeguard here.
plan
Awesome.
to.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
we pretty much winding down, so once again, Cheryl, thank you so much for being on Outside View, and
Thanks for having me.
I appreciate all your hard work, and I've seen you run this place. You're really effective at what you do, a taskmaster. You get these kids hopping, which is a good thing, even though I don't think they need it. They
No,
sound
they're
like
great kids.
all good kids, and you have the good fortune of also having them swim for you.
Yeah, and we have a good director too that really wanted to keep the pool open. So Brendan Croak is our
Terrific.
boss.
Before we close down, was there anything else you'd like to add that we haven't covered?
No, I just want to thank the town, Jim Johnson, for letting us open up the pool for the summer. Everybody really appreciated it. I know we didn't get a lot of people here, but I don't know what it would be like without having this open. It would have been horrible.
Right,
So,
right.
so thanks.
Okay, well, thanks again, and then thanks for tuning in to the Outside View. And by the way, we took the summer off, as opposed to just this show, and we'll be starting up the program after Labor Day. And we thank Pete very much. He does a fantastic job with Walpole Media. So have a great rest of the summer and stay safe, and thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the show.